Daniella, okay. Attached to my rough sketches project, I want the sock as a hairless cattail warmer. I love it. I'm glad. I'm really glad you went with that. I think, of course, the challenge here is going to be indicating that that is indeed a hairless cat. So I think maybe adding little wrinkles to the skin. Those hairless cats are freaky. I saw one the other day. I've never seen one in person, but I've seen them on TV. I saw one in a show the other day. I can't remember what it was, but man, they are bizarre looking and really, really bizarre looking. But so, anyways, I think one of the main challenges is indicating that this is indeed a hairless cat. Which I don't even know if that's really that important to the narrative. As long as we know the cat's cold, I think that. But the hairless cat's a lot of fun. I think it's a really fun. They have really wrinkly faces too, so think about that. Okay, so anyways, probably go over with another more refined sketch, a minor changes before they get into those. So yeah, okay. So the important thing is how are you telling the story, and is everything complete and everything clear, and are all the components added, and are we eliminating the possibility of the viewer making assumptions? We don't want the viewer making assumptions in the narrative. Just like as we read a novel or a story, we don't want to have to make assumptions. Although assumptions can be a fun way to keep the viewer on the edge of their seat, in a short narrative like this, we want to give enough information to know that that the narrative is directed in a specific um, uh, direction, so to speak. So there is an intent here, right? So let me go through the narrative and tell you what I see, and maybe we can. Sorry, that was my dog. It wasn't me, I promise. My big dog right over there. He just made some funny noises. Anyways, okay, so here's the way I see it. So the opening scene, you introduce the setting and the main players. The main players, the setting is the living room, watching TV. The main players are the cat and the cat's owner. So at this point, we say, are you cold? Now, don't forget, we can't use any words in this at all. So what's up, buddy? And are you cold, buddy? We can't use that. So we have to indicate somehow that this cat is really cold on the couch. Maybe an open window with breeze coming in or something, or maybe an open window with snowflakes. I don't know, or a window in the background with snowflakes, or an open window that's got a little breeze coming through. I don't know how you want to indicate that, but we want to introduce the fact that the cat is cold. I like the little movement marks here. That indicates he's shivering, right? But again, don't forget, no words at all. So the girl looks at her cat, and maybe this is the opening setting. Then maybe a close up of her looking down at the cat, and the cat freezing, right? Then we have to say, okay. So then she says, okay. So then she grabs the cat's sweater, and I love the fact that the cat's head is partially obstructed by the sweater. I think that's so funny. Whenever I put my little coats on my little dogs, I just think it's really funny. You get to that point where their head's covered up and you gotta pull it. So capturing that I thought was really cool. So we get him over here and we have the cat. Now the cat presumably is looking at his tail and his tail is still shivering, but the cat's not. So I think that's interesting, right? So the cat's tail is cold. Now at this point she goes, oh, what am I going to do? Looking around, what do I do? What do I do? Not so sure if we need three frames, right? I think one frame would cover the fact that she's really, really confused. And maybe even given one of these, like what do I do now? Right? Then I think at that point we want to do this. I think it would be really interesting to introduce the solution a little bit earlier in the the narrative. So maybe over here we could show the socks, or even the close up of her looking at that. Maybe just show that she's wearing the same sock that she's going to use. All right. Then over here, maybe you could have her sitting on the couch and looking around, like, well, what am I going to do? Then have her look at her feet and see the socks, then go, aha. Then have her reach down and take the sock right off her own foot, and she's got the sock in her hand, and then show her placing the sock on the tail. And then we could have the final epilogue as the happy cat, and then go back to the first frame where they're doing what they were doing, only now they're really happy and there's no shivering and cold from the cat. You see what I'm saying? So those are my recommendations. Small recommendations, but nonetheless, I think that they're going to improve the flow of the narrative. Let me know what you think. All right. And then also my final recommendation is to try to think of a really fun way to connect the narrative. I think just a simple line doesn't quite do it. I'm wondering if a trail of socks might do it, or even maybe a hair. I don't know how do you illustrate a hairball, but I think a hairball might be fun too. But something, somehow we're going to, maybe even just the socks, maybe the same sock that we're using on this sock right here, in different kind of angles and configurations, just to kind of connect the narrative. All right, so let me know what you think, and you know, um, if you have any questions right now, let me know. But really think along that line, and don't forget to go through as many videos as you can. You'll certainly get some other ideas. I think a lot of the comments are going to be applicable to your work. So I think at this point, the most important thing, of course, is to let me know if you have any questions at all. All right, Daniella, fantastic start. Okay, let me know if you have any questions at all. Thank you very much.